You think that drink is healthy, but guess what? It could be silently spiking your blood sugar like crazy. Diabetics over 50, these 7 drinks may look innocent, but they can wreck your glucose control fast. Welcome back to Everly Health, your trusted space for diabetes-friendly tips for those of us over 50. Today, we're exposing 7 common drinks that may seem harmless or even healthy, but are actually some of the worst blood sugar offenders. Whether it's a morning habit or your go-to healthy beverage, some of these might surprise you. Stick around because number 4 is one almost every diabetic drinks every week, and it's a sugar trap. Number 1, sweetened iced tea, the cool sugar bomb. You might think iced tea is a better choice than soda. After all, it's just tea, right? But here's the catch. Most bottled or restaurant-served iced teas are packed with added sugars. In fact, a single 16-ounce glass of sweet tea can contain anywhere from 30 to 45 grams of sugar. That's more than a can of cola. These added sugars are rapidly absorbed into your bloodstream, causing a massive blood sugar spike that your body, especially if insulin resistant, struggles to manage. For people with diabetes over 50, these sugar spikes are especially dangerous. With age, your body's ability to regulate glucose naturally declines, making sweetened drinks even riskier. Repeated exposure to these glucose bursts can increase insulin resistance, encourage weight gain, and trigger inflammation, all of which make blood sugar control harder and increase long-term health risks like heart disease and nerve damage. Even worse, sweetened iced tea often flies under the radar. Unlike soda, which most diabetics already know to avoid, iced tea wears a health halo. It's marketed as a refreshing, natural beverage, especially if it's labeled with green tea, lemon, or organic. But don't be fooled. Unless you're brewing it yourself and controlling the ingredients, that chilled tea is likely just as harmful as soda, sometimes even worse due to stealthy sugar blends like high fructose corn syrup. What makes it more deceptive is that many restaurants or convenience store versions don't even list the sugar content clearly. So, you might think you're choosing a safe drink with lunch, but in reality, you could be downing more sugar than your body can handle in a day. And that hidden sugar doesn't just impact blood sugar, it feeds fat storage, worsens fatigue, and contributes to metabolic chaos. Healthier alternative: brew your own tea at home, black, green, or herbal, and skip the sweetener. If you really need a hint of sweetness, use a diabetes-safe option like stevia or monk fruit extract. That way, you keep the antioxidants of tea without the sugar crash. Number 2, flavored milk. The hidden sugar trap in disguise. Flavored milk, like chocolate or strawberry milk, seems harmless, especially if it's labeled as low-fat or fortified with calcium. But here's the truth, most flavored milks are loaded with added sugar, often containing 20-30 grams per serving. That's equal to 5 to 7 teaspoons of sugar in just one glass. For someone managing diabetes, that's a recipe for a sharp and dangerous blood sugar spike, even if the drink carries nutrients like protein or calcium. The problem is, many older adults with diabetes reach for flavored milk as a comfort drink or as a snack between meals, thinking it's a healthier option than soda, but the body doesn't differentiate where the sugar comes from. Once inside, it breaks down quickly and hits your bloodstream fast, causing glycemic chaos. Over time, this contributes to insulin resistance and elevated A1C levels, making diabetes harder to control. Even the so-called healthier versions like low-fat or reduced sugar options are still risky. Some of them use artificial sweeteners that may trigger cravings or still impact insulin response, while others use sugar alcohols that can cause digestive issues. The sweetness might also mask the quantity, encouraging overconsumption, especially dangerous for seniors who are already struggling with portion control or taste sensitivity. What to do instead? Choose plain unsweetened milk alternatives like unsweetened almond milk or soy milk, which are lower in carbs and sugar. If you're craving flavor, add a pinch of cinnamon or vanilla extract instead of reaching for sugar-heavy flavored versions. Number 3. Fruit juice. Nature sugar in liquid form. Many people assume that fruit juice is a healthy choice, especially if it's labeled 100% juice or no added sugar. But the truth is, even natural fruit juice is packed with concentrated sugar and very little fiber. A small 8-ounce glass of orange juice can contain up to 25 grams of sugar, equivalent to drinking liquid candy from a blood sugar perspective. For diabetics, especially those over 50, this is a dangerous trap. When you eat a whole fruit, the fiber slows down sugar absorption, helping your body process it gradually. But when you drink juice, you're skipping the fiber and flooding your bloodstream with fructose and glucose, causing a sharp rise in blood sugar followed by a potential crash. Over time, this can worsen insulin sensitivity and lead to greater sugar cravings. The situation gets worse when we talk about commercial juices. Many are not only pasteurized, reducing nutrient value, but also come with added sweeteners, concentrates, and even corn syrup. That makes them more sugary than soda in some cases. Plus, people tend to drink more than one serving at a time, thinking it's healthy, which only compounds the glycemic impact. What to drink instead? Choose infused water with fresh fruit slices like lemon, berries, or cucumber. You get a hint of natural flavor without the sugar overload. Or if you want something energizing, go for unsweetened herbal teas or lemon water. They hydrate you and keep your blood sugar steady. Number 4, diet soda, the artificial illusion. At first glance, diet soda seems like a smart switch for diabetics. No sugar, no calories. Sounds like a win, right? But hold on, research shows that artificial sweeteners found in diet sodas like aspartame, sucralose, or saccharin can still trigger insulin responses in some people, confuse the gut microbiome, and may even increase cravings for sweet foods. That's not a win, it's a hidden danger. For older adults with diabetes, the problem runs deeper. As our metabolism slows with age, the body becomes less efficient at managing blood glucose, and artificial sweeteners can create metabolic imbalances, affecting appetite regulation and even increasing fat storage. That means drinking diet soda may not spike your sugar directly, but it could set you up for future spikes by altering how your body reacts to real sugar later. Worse, long-term studies suggest that frequent consumption of diet drinks may be linked to higher risks of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even stroke, especially among older populations. It tricks the brain into expecting calories that never arrive, leading to disrupted hunger signals and overeating later in the day. The result? Unstable blood sugar and difficulty managing weight. Smarter choice? If you crave fizz, opt for sparkling water with a splash of lemon or berries. It's refreshing, satisfying, and completely free of sugar or artificial sweeteners, giving you the sensation without the spike or side effects. Number 5, store-bought smoothies, the sugar bomb in disguise. Smoothies sound like the ultimate health drink, right? Fruits, maybe some yogurt, a dash of honey. What could go wrong? Unfortunately, when it comes to store-bought or commercially blended smoothies, the truth is shocking. Many of these pre-packaged or fast food smoothies contain over 40-60 grams of sugar per serving, even more than a can of soda. For diabetics, that's a one-way ticket to a major blood sugar spike. What makes smoothies especially dangerous is the illusion of health. They're often marketed with buzzwords like green, immune boosting, or protein rich. But behind the labels, many of them are blended with fruit concentrates, sweetened yogurts, flavored syrups, and even sherbet or ice cream. These ingredients push the glycemic load sky high and can lead to immediate glucose spikes, followed by crashes, which are particularly risky for people over 50 managing diabetes. Another issue? Portion size. These drinks often come in large cups, 16 to 24 ounces or more, so you're not just getting a small sugar hit. You're getting 2 or 3 servings worth of sugar in one sitting, and often without the fiber you'd get from eating whole fruit. Plus, when consumed quickly, as drinks usually are, your body has no time to regulate blood sugar gradually. making the spike even more intense. A better way: make your smoothies at home. Use low glycemic fruits like berries, unsweetened almond milk, a scoop of chia seeds or flax seeds, and add a handful of spinach or kale. You'll get fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats without the sugar overload. Number 6. Coffee with creamers, the morning sugar bomb. Coffee itself, no problem. In fact, black coffee has even shown potential benefits for blood sugar regulation, but the danger lies in what gets added: flavored creamers, sweet syrups, whipped toppings, and sugar packets. These additions quickly transform your morning cup into a high-calorie, high-sugar beverage, with some specialty coffee drinks topping 50 grams of sugar per cup. Yep, even more than some desserts. For diabetics over 50, this is especially concerning. That morning coffee habit may feel harmless, but daily intake of sweetened creamers, especially the popular flavored or non-dairy ones, can raise blood sugar levels stealthily, especially since they often contain corn syrup solids, hydrogenated oils, and artificial sweeteners. These ingredients don't just spike sugar, they also fuel inflammation and insulin resistance over time. The tricky part is the serving size. Most people pour creamer without measuring, and those tiny packets of syrup at cafes. 1 or 2 of those is all it takes to exceed your daily sugar limit. Even sugar-free creamers are not always safe. They may contain sugar alcohols that cause digestive discomfort and still affect insulin response in sensitive individuals. The smarter switch: try your coffee black or use a splash of unsweetened almond or oat milk. Add cinnamon or a drop of vanilla extract if you need flavor. You still get the warm comfort of coffee without the blood sugar sabotage. Number 7. Full-fat dairy milk, the unexpected glucose trigger. While dairy milk is a staple in many diets, full-fat milk can be a surprising blood sugar disruptor, especially when consumed in large amounts. Although it doesn't contain added sugars like flavored milk, it naturally contains lactose, a type of sugar. A single cup of regular cow's milk has around 12 grams of lactose, and for some diabetics, particularly those with insulin resistance, that's enough to cause a noticeable glucose spike. For people over 50, the body's ability to metabolize lactose and the fat changes. Full-fat milk doesn't just raise blood sugar slightly, it also contains saturated fats, which over time may increase insulin resistance and negatively affect heart health. When combined with other sources of carbs in a meal, like cereal, toast, or fruit, full-fat milk can push your blood sugar well beyond safe levels. Moreover, many diabetics unknowingly consume multiple servings a day, in coffee, with breakfast, in smoothies, or even as a bedtime drink. The cumulative effect of these lactose loads, combined with aging metabolism, can create subtle but persistent spikes in blood glucose, making A1C levels harder to control in the long term. Better option? Switch to unsweetened plant-based milks like almond, flax, soy, or cashew milk. These alternatives are lower in carbs and free from lactose, making them a gentler choice for your blood sugar and your overall metabolic health. Smart tip: it's not just about what you drink, it's how you drink it. Many diabetics focus only on the obvious, sugar content, but the real key to blood sugar control lies in understanding the timing, portion size, and frequency of your drinks. Even a moderately sweet beverage can cause trouble if you drink it on an empty stomach or gulp it down quickly. Instead, always pair your drinks with fiber, healthy fats, or protein-rich foods to slow down sugar absorption and reduce spikes. Also, don't get tricked by health claims like low fat, organic, or fortified. These labels often mask high sugar loads or hidden carbs. Make it a habit to read the nutrition label and ingredients list carefully. Even drinks marketed for diabetics can contain sweeteners or additives that subtly affect your insulin response over time. Finally, the golden rule: hydrate smart. Choose water first. Flavor it naturally with cucumber, mint, or lemon. Unsweetened herbal teas or infused water are great daily options. Small daily choices build long-term control. And that's the real power move for anyone managing diabetes after 50. If you've been drinking any of these, don't panic. Just start making better choices today. Every sip matters, especially when you're over 50 and managing diabetes. Hit that like button if you learned something new, and don't forget to subscribe for more real, honest health tips. Your health is in your hands, one drink at a time. Stay strong, stay smart. See you in the next video.